time last year. The number of bed days lost to delayed discharge has also reached a record high. Well, no one from the government or NHS England is available to speak to us on the programme tonight. We can, though, talk to Phil McCarvill from the NHS Confederation, which represents hospitals. Good evening.
Good evening.
Are these figures representative of the situation that you're seeing on the ground?
I think what these figures show is the real pressures which are affecting our members in the NHS, but also across the health and social care system more generally.
That's, in particular, the bed days. That's the kind of thing that people think of as bed blocking.
I think we need to challenge the idea of the notion of bed blocking, simply because people are not staying in hospital out of choice. It's because the system isn't moving quick enough and we're not getting the social care packages in place and the support to enable them to return home. So it's not about the individual, it's about the system.
No, I don't think anybody thinks it is the individual, do they?
No, but I think the term bed blockers is unhelpful because it suggests that it's something other than a system problem, and it's very clearly a system problem.
Yeah, I think it is clearly a system problem, as you say that. I mean, why are so many key measures being missed? Our ambulance response times, A&E waiting times, cancer care, it's right across the board.
I think in terms of demographic change and the ageing population, we have a growing demand for services. And what we are seeing and what we're hearing from our members is the fact that we're not always providing the services in the right places. What people say when we talk to them is that they want more care to be provided closer to home. And one of the things that we're doing within the NHS Confederation is we're doing a commission which is looking at the care of older people. And what we're trying to do is look at what's happening in people's homes to keep them well and keep them supported so that they stay at home longer, and that we then support people to deliver better services in terms of hospital services for those who really, really need them. But it's only by relieving the pressure on and providing greater services in the community that will relieve the pressure on hospitals.
Why does Scotland do better than England when it comes to A&E?
I think what's really important is that we focus on how we get to a point where we transform care. The challenge for our members is to deal with the here and now, but also in the longer term to actually think about and change the way that we deliver services so that, as I say, more services are delivered out in the community and more services are provided closer to people's homes so that we keep them well for longer, but also support them and have the right interventions when they need them.
Yeah. So do we know why Scotland does better than England when it comes to A&E?
I think in terms, I'm not an expert in terms of the Scottish system, but I think what we'll see in Scotland and in England is some really good examples of interventions which support people to stay in their own homes, but also interventions which happen in hospital to enable them to get out much quicker. So that may be supported discharge, that may be supporting people over a 48-hour period so that they're going home with support. It may be ensuring that people don't get into hospital in the first place, so that we're making sure that people get the support that they need. What we see when we talk to up and down the country is examples of care being delivered in very, very different ways and interventions in very, very different ways that support people to get the care they need where they need it most.
Yeah, so the system's not really joined up enough, is it?
I think what's happening across the country is that there are some really good examples, but what's not happening is everything isn't being replicated. So the really good examples of ambulatory care, of care in people's homes and support systems are happening in places, but they're not happening everywhere. And the work of our commission is to make sure that we take that learning and we disseminate it to all of our members so that they can copy and replicate the really good practice that we're seeing.
OK, thank you, Phil McCarvill for the NHS Confederation. 85058 if any of those